this evening is getting as better as we could imagine. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got a very interesting conversation coming up. And I have the pleasure in welcoming Dr. Velu Mani in conversation with Ashima. And of course, Dr. Batra is going to join in a little later. And it is to deliberate on what can young leaders do to make an impact. Now, this is going to be very interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. A. Velu Mani.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Welcome to our show. And sir, so what are your thoughts on the leaders of the day and what can they do to be a role model?
Yeah, young have energy. Young have lot of future. And today's with a lot of exposure in terms of media, social media, and various other online solutions. They learn fast. If they have appetite, they can really do many things together. In those days, I'm an old man. It's very difficult for me to say what young can do. But I know even an old man could do a lot. Even those days, we had to depend on physical libraries and really offline mentors. Today is a very different world. And I believe youth can truly impact a lot. And if I have to look at why am I today talking to this August audience, it is because I was born in a village, born to poor parents. I'm basically from Coimbatore. And then a Madrasi coming to Mumbai. Generally, Madrasis don't speak Hindi and Marathi. They go to Atlanta and Singapore, not to Mumbai. But then I came here. I had mathematics as my subject. Today I run a pathology business, medical business. And generally there is a feeling only Marwadis and Gujaratis only can do business. Madrasis are said to be reaching to general manager and vice president post and stopping there. I was a government officer for 15 long years. Comfort zones perfectly set in. And it looked like things are done. But then I disrupted myself. I gave up my cozy government job when I was 37. And people have a belief that only people with money can make money. No, people with money can never make money. People with stamina can make tons of money. So I came empty-handed. August 18, 1982, boarded in a Jayanti Janata Express and landed and stayed in VT railway station for 3 nights because I only had 500 rupees in my pocket. But having said that, success in life is delta. Delta is equal to x2 minus x1. x2 is where you are today. x1 was where you were that day. And I was born poor. If you are born poor, x1 is 0. There is no downside for the 0. Take risk. So if you ask me, an old man of 62 years can say so loudly, it is necessary for youth to take risk. In life, you have only 2 options. One is what is easy to do. Another is what is right to do. Unfortunately, what is easy to do is not right to do, and what is right to do is not easy to do. And that's why I want youth to take such things which are very difficult to do. Risk it. There is a likelihood you will have a story to stand and tell. And if you don't take a risk, you only will have to listen somebody else's story.
That's true, sir. Like you said, magic really happens outside of your comfort zone, and you have truly led by example. What would be your thoughts on, or what would you like to tell our youth about staying motivated in these uncertain times? You've also been through so many challenges and waded through them all. But we see a lot of the people now losing hope and heart too quickly. Would you agree? And your comment, please.
I agree. Even in my days, when I tell my days in 60s and 70s, there were people who were expecting things to happen to them instead of they themselves going, chasing and getting them. People felt that it is nature to be successful as long as you wait for an opportunity. And sometimes you do things don't work, you fail. And let me tell you, No success comes straight as success. It comes after a few failures. And every time you fail, you have two options to think. One is, oh, I lost for the last time. This is one way of thinking. Another way of thinking, this could be the last but one. If you think it is the last but one, you will be very powerful. Things will not happen naturally. You used the word motivation. If you want somebody else to motivate you, you will never get motivated. And even if you sit and listen to the most powerful motivator, within 24 hours or 7 days, that motivation will die off. You need to get motivated by yourself. Look at those people who achieve, not big achievements of Steve Jobs or Elon Musk. Look at those people who had nothing and made it to something and then made to next thing. So it is important that you get self-motivated. And I must tell you, I never got motivated by anyone else except me. I always wanted me to be a better me. I kept on chasing me and put a benchmark. I must tell you, in a pyramid of 10 slices of economy, I was in the bottommost slice when I was born. Today, I have traveled and reached to the topmost slice. Every slice I have gone up, only looking at one more slice. So always I keep telling people, try to add 1 zero to you. There is a likelihood you can add 10 zeros in your life. So that is very important for somebody not to think too big and get disheartened because you didn't reach there. Keep yourself, what next? What next? You will be there. Probably you would have not even imagined.
That's true, sir. And what a great story about going up the ladder with the resilience that you've shown. How much of this would you say, sir, is a factor of luck, and how much of it is a factor of your hard work?
Yes, this is a very interesting question. If there are a young girl like you in front of me, ask me a question, sir, are you not lucky? I will tell, you are an idiot. Do you think people succeed with luck? You can lie down and succeed because luck will come and knock your door. So I will refuse. But if another one more girl asks me, sir, is it not a lot of hard work? I will tell her, do you think all people who work hard will be very successful? No, because hardly anyone will be successful. So it's a blend of a bit of luck, a lot of hard work. A bit of luck and lot of hard work. It is not lot of luck and bit of hard work. And let me tell you, success is never a big challenge. Sustaining the success is the biggest challenge. The success can be luck. Sustaining the success is not luck. So I always believe that an element of luck is there. You amplify it. And don't sleep. Don't go to comfort zone. Very often after success, people go to comfort zone and they collapse. And I also want you to understand, success should not come too early. I am seen, known, shown in limelight only after I am 50. So if success comes too early, that is another pressure because you can't sustain it. Today you look at the kind of people suiciding. All got success too early. Too early success is too much of stress. So go slow, have patience. It's a marathon race. It is not a 100-meter dash. Success has to come when half of your hair is white. Not before that.
That's true, sir. That's a lovely thought. But sir, again, taking from what you just shared with us, how did you set up your business and what were your thoughts? Let's say somebody now in this current times wants to learn from what it takes to be a business starter and a self-motivated person to do that.
See, you need to be a risk monger, thrill monger. Risk monger and thrill monger. I left to Mumbai without knowing Hindi and Marathi are two different languages. Only after coming here, I understood the script is same, but languages are different. So I learned it. And if Madrasi learns Hindi, Marathi, and that means anything can be done by anyone. This is the confidence. So I came to Mumbai. That itself was a risk. And then I left a government job, stable job. That itself is another risk. So coming to your question, How did it all start? What made you to think like that? Let me tell you, in Hindi there is a punchline of mine. Nikal pado, rasta apne aap banta hai. Only when I see the road I will walk. You may not see the road. But if you keep walking, road will be there. So I got in. I was into knowing what is business. In fact, after starting the company, I went and purchased M.S. Ramaiah book to understand what is company law. What is resolution? What is shareholder rights? What is director's responsibilities, obligations? Wow. It has been a great journey. I was just a scientist. I knew molecule. I didn't know anything else. But then I wanted thrill. Thrill means thrill. In fact, my wife asked me, if you fail in business, you are leaving such a great government job. If you fail in business, what will you do? Wapas jaunga, kheti chalaunga. Prepared to do anything. I think my basic confidence comes from X1 was zero. एक बार आप zero देख लेते हैं, you are never scared of zero again. All the fear of everyone is risk. Matlab, if I fail, I will not have money. If I don't have money, who will respect me? So, first start from zero. This is one thing I can advise. But then many are born rich. What to do? Today my children are telling me, Dad, you are a lucky man. Why? You were born poor. You are unfortunately not poor. Very important, and I want that to be seen as a reason why I took a risk. Got inside the business in 200 square feet rented garage in Baikalla. I started the business with nothing in hand. I was the only employee. Then my wife was my secretary. By the way, a very successful man makes his wife secretary, and otherwise the secretary becomes the wife. So my wife became my secretary, and then number of employees became 2, 4, 8. Today I have employed 8,000 freshers. A company in which I have never borrowed. Personally, I have never borrowed. The frugal man is the most powerful man. And if you are not frugal, you have to go to London with one-way ticket. I hope you have understood what I mean. You can't come back. So, frugality made it very powerful. And then I have only employed freshers. I have never employed experienced. That is because you may be surprised to know why I did it. In 1978, I finished my degree and I went to job interviews in 100 places in Coimbatore. Everywhere they failed me, only telling that you don't have an experience. Gade, if you don't give a job, how do you get experience?
That's a vicious
So that's the reason. Yeah, that's the way in which I have done it. It's a medical business. It's a healthcare business. And I am extremely happy that I started with no knowledge of what it is. I had 5,000 competitors. Today I only see 5 competitors. The scale says that no one else is a competitor except 5 of them around. And in entire world, India is cheapest in healthcare. In entire India, my balance, I am cheapest, and my balance sheet has got 40% EBITDA. This is the power of the journey. And give jobs, create jobs, become an entrepreneur. So that is how I advise people. I advise youth. 15 साल काम करो, work for 15 years, then काम छोड़ो, काम दे दो. That's my advice. I want everyone, be it lawyer, be it medical man, be it everywhere. 15 साल काम करो, उसके बाद you must create your own brand, your own business. Go ahead.
And so, how many times would you have in your journey seen a downturn in the economy? I'm sure plenty of times, and then you would have risen back up. So, what has been your coping mechanism as a person, as a business person, and what can you share with our young achievers about disrupting, reinventing, and carrying on?
Let me honestly admit that I never had a downside. I'll tell you who has downsides, who overborrows, does not know how to truly scale to repay that money, overcommits, over makes a show that I am great, I can do it. I priced myself low, so I didn't make my customer to have bigger expectation. I never borrowed, so I never had a situation of, distress. I had never diluted my company so that my investor will put pressure on me and tell me, why are you not giving me adequate returns? Trust me, was born poor, step by step. If you ask me, I have climbed probably 10,000 steps. I have not gone down more than 2 steps on any particular day, which means it was most smooth journey. So that was only because I positioned myself and I didn't have an interest to show off anyone else what great I am. I wanted to show off to myself. Hum kisi se kam nahi. I didn't tell it. I felt it.
That's true, sir. And that shows foresight at your end, and you've been such a visionary that you strategized in a way that you didn't have to come across those challenges, and you've also led by example so well. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your thoughts with us, your journey with us. And as a parting note, would you share some words for lawyers? And in your words, what would be success to you, and how can an individual succeed today?
Yeah, when Dr. Anurag Batra asked me, can you talk? It is a lawyer's forum. I was wondering what will I talk, because I'm a medical man, not even medical man, paramedical man. I PhD. So I was wondering what will I talk. But then I imagined what is happening in medical industry. Indian medical industry is unorganized. Only 10 or 15% is organized. Remaining 85% is unorganized. Thousands and thousands of players are making only 1 crore per annum. When this business is possible to make tens of thousands of crore per annum. So why is that unorganized? Because they are not knowing how to do it. They don't know how to scale it. They don't know how to brand it. They don't know how to create systems. They don't know how to make a volume benefit. When you have volume, you have purchase power, you have people power, you have pricing power. So you need to first get into volume. So I always used to feel whichever industry I look at it, is this industry organized? No. Is lawyers industry organized? No. I don't see huge number of law firms doing listed companies or very big firms. It's possible. It's human capital. There is no raw material there. You don't have to put a factory there, and you don't have to do a manufacturing there. It is as great as an IT industry where all is nothing but HR and coding. They code it, they become very powerful IT companies. In the legal industry, it is nothing but HR and reading. You keep on reading. Let me also tell you, medical business may sound, your single business. In medical, healthcare, hospital, diagnostics, pharmaceuticals. And in diagnostics, radiology, pathology. And in pathology, biochemistry, microbiology, and pathology. And in that, if you look at it, there is histopathology. In that, if you look at it, there is a skin pathologist, there is a liver pathologist, there is a... That means so many specializations are possible. If I could focus on a 15-gram gland, thyroid, 15-gram gland in a 100-kilogram body, if I could focus on 15 gram and create the brand worth $500 million. The legal industry is equally complicated. I must tell the legal industry there is 1,000 specializations possible. And if somebody picks up one specialization and 100 or 200 legal luminaries get into, India is 1.5 billion population. The biggest brand nationwide is possible in legal industry also. So I want all people who are listening to me to imagine that anybody who thinks of any litigation anywhere, they should remember one brand. They should not search for a board where it is BA, BL or MA, BL is written, and that man is sitting with expectation of only 1,000 rupees or 2,000 rupees. You must create such a powerful brand. You must produce such a cost-effective solution, and you must still produce great balance sheet and great profit. And I will be very happy to be a shareholder in your company. Wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, sir. Those have been some really resounding leadership thoughts from you. Thank you so much for
Thank
talking to us today and speaking to our achievers. Thank you so much for your time, sir. It's been a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you very much.